accountability buddies. I'm Les, and this is another episode of Less is More Healthy. Coming to you with a little bit of a health update. And I am, um, well now. So, this is not my usual health update. My health updates are usually all about type 2 diabetes. My type 2 diabetes is really in good control right now, and I am feeling really good. So, number one, let's talk about saddle sores and how I treated mine. So, because of the way my brain works and how I like to do things, I have a saddle sore. I immediately did a whole bunch of research. And basically, it looks like there are two that are applicable. So, the first type that I'm going to talk about is essentially it's a boil in your groin, and from a boil is basically a zit on a hair follicle. So your hair follicle gets irritated, bacteria gets in and around it, it gets infected, and it expands out. It is, if you've ever had a zit before, I assume the majority of you who have gone through puberty have done so. Um, it basically gets big and gets big fast, incredibly painful. So imagine having a extremely large painful zit in your crotch that you're then going to need to sit on for hours. Not a great sensation. So that's one type of saddle sore. The other type of saddle sore, which is the sort that I had, which is basically diaper rash. Bacteria and moisture stick around in your crotch area and irritate the skin from friction. So anywhere you have a fold of skin, so your butt crack, butt cheeks, where they meet your thighs, anywhere like that can develop basically diaper rash, the area between your groin and your thigh, like all of that area, anywhere where that skin can rub against each other and it can't dry out. It can hold the bacteria, and the whole surface of the skin gets rough, red, and abraded. It's incredibly painful. It feels like um, almost like a sunburn, but worse. So, yeah, that's the kind that I had. Basically, adult diaper rash. Which makes sense considering what happened during that ride. It was first off, it started out, it was incredibly hot. Secondly, I got caught in several downpours and I was soaked repeatedly for a couple of hours. So probably for like 3 hours out of my ride, the water was just intermittently coming down in pretty heavy downpours, and then the roadway itself was wet. And because I don't have fenders on this bike, that was kicking up into into my seat and onto my shorts, basically keeping my chamois soaked for hours on end. So let's talk about how I treated it and how I'm going to prevent this from happening next time. So first off, first order of business with a diaper rash is you cleanse the area. Use gentle soap and plenty of water. I used cool water because hot water just seemed to aggravate everything. So pretty much tepid water. Um, Wiped the area down, made sure it was nice and clean. Um, and so got that nice and cleansed. I then applied a first aid um, antibiotic. So it's a cream with some lidocaine in it to deaden the sensation. So basically, um, slathered it up with antibiotic because I did not want it to get actually infected. I also, after that had dried off um, and done its job, I used an anti-chafing relief cream that I did have on hand and I use normally on the regular. So put that cream. It goes from a cream to a powder, so it feels really nice. Keeps the area dry. So I put that on, and that pretty much cleared up the majority of it. It was still pretty irritated the next morning, so I headed to the baby section at Walmart, and I was planning on picking up a whole bunch of different um, diaper creams, but they're expensive, so I just picked up the one that had the most titanium dioxide in it and didn't have lanolin because I don't like the smell of lanolin. Um, no real qualms about using lanolin. I just really can't stand the smell. Um, so I picked up Boudreaux's butt paste, which excellent name. Boudreaux's butt paste in the red box, which has 40% titanium dioxide. Um, got home, cleansed the area again. This is also a theme that you're gonna hear. I cleansed the area. I used gentle soap, cool water, cleansed the area, and then slathered on the Boudreaux's butt paste. And here's what I'm gonna say about the Boudreaux's butt paste. It was immediate relief. I don't know how the titanium dioxide works. But the combination of it and the other ingredients made the whole area feel better. And within a couple of hours, the irritation went away. And just like this morning, I woke up 24 more, a little over 24 hours after having so basically, well, no, 48 hours. So 48 hours after the initial um, saddle sore issue, I was able to basically make it better. I did reapply, cleanse the area, and reapply the butt paste this morning. Um, and I'm just letting that do its job. And this morning, basically, it everything feels fine. Everything feels normal down in there. Certainly, there's a little soreness from riding 54 miles, but nothing out of the ordinary for a long cycling ride. The saddle sore is completely gone. But I can't imagine, like, just talking about this, um, I can't imagine having been on the bike yesterday with my butt looking and feeling the way it did. It was incredibly inflamed and unhappy. Um, so yeah, I can't imagine what I would have just taken a 0 day, if I were out on a tour and stayed at a campground for an extra night or wild camping for an extra day. Um, just that would have been brutal on the saddle. So, what am I gonna do to avoid this in the future? So, first off, I'm putting together a um, what I'm gonna jokingly call the ass kit. So I'm gonna put together a bit of a little kit. It's gonna have some baby wipes in it for cleansing the area because you gotta clean your butt. Have you cleaned your butt today? So you gotta clean the area. I'm also going to include some small containers of chamois cream. So you can get little one-off containers, but I'm gonna do a video about reusable containers because I really prefer reusable containers over one use. So anyway, we're gonna have some small containers of anti-chafing cream, and I'm also going to do a one-off of the butt paste, or I might do a reusable container of the butt paste. We'll see. Um, Basically, what I'm looking to do here is use the stuff that really did the job and helped my butt feel better. Um, so the ass kit, like I said, is gonna have a bunch of stuff in it to prevent and help the in the like initial irritation phase, because I do think if when I had first gotten to the beach, there were a couple of points. Maybe if I'd stopped at the ranger station and been able to cleanse the area, put on some anti-chafe cream or maybe a little butt paste, it wouldn't have gotten so bad. Those are things that I am thinking about. I did stop um, at the ranger station at one point to try and deal with it, but I realized I just didn't have the stuff to deal with it. So I'm gonna make sure I always have the stuff to deal with it. And this little butt kit, the ass kit, is just going to live on the bike, period. Um, it's not going to move, it's not going to go anywhere. And I think that's going to be important for any longer rides. I am planning a, obviously, I'm planning my century, but I'm hoping to do a 60 plus mile ride this coming Friday, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I want to take a moment and say thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, commenting. If you have type 2 diabetes, leave a message in the comments about how you're coping with your type 2 diabetes. If you have dealt with saddle sores before, leave a comment. How have you dealt with your saddle sores in the past? All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.